for that warm welcome. That was Kate. I work for a commercial bank, Mountain View Bank and Commerce. They're awesome. And that is not what I'm going to talk about today. One thing that the bank president, his name's Andy Ellison. He leads Heart First in his community. If you've ever met him, he's one of those people you never forget. He's the most soft-spoken guy in the room, super intelligent, incredibly humble, and he makes a difference in people's lives on a daily basis, not just in banking, but just in life. And part of our corporate culture is making a difference. We have Make a Difference days. And so half of our staff goes out and does good in the community, while the other half minds the bank. And one of the things he also does is invest in his staff. I was lucky enough to go through a leadership program at the Metro-North Chamber 3 years ago, and it's really changed how I look at things. I mean, it's really enriched my life. And our guest speaker on graduation day was Professor Cicchetti from DU. And some of you I've shared some of this with you, some of you haven't heard any of this, but I'll let Professor C basically start us off, but it's going to tell a little story about priorities in life, and then we're going to have a little exercise. That's what that blank piece of paper is for, and that's why I wanted you to have a pen. So I'll let Professor C kick it off, and hopefully you can hear this.
And it all started with me was I was sitting in, I was in Daniels College of Business, and we had John Bogle there. Anyone heard that name? Basically founded the mutual fund industry. Famous guy, Vanguard Mutual Funds. And so he comes to talk, and I thought he was going to talk about finance, and I'm a finance guy, so I was looking forward to that. He comes in and he just starts telling stories. But you can't stop him because, that's John Bogle. And so he tells a story about a racing greyhound named Cash, and the dog is world famous. And he's sitting outside with his owner one night, and they've won millions of dollars racing. And he says, I don't want to run anymore. And the owner says, why? Look at all the money we could make. Do I mistreat you? The dog says, no. She says, are you too old? Dog says, no. She says, are you hurt? Dog says, no. And she says, why won't you race? And the dog said this, after running and running and running all my life, I finally realized those little white rabbits I've been chasing are fake. And I thought, well, that's cute, whatever, Has this ever happened to you an hour later it hits you and you think, whoa, that's profound. It took me an hour to kind of hear that. And so I stopped listening to him, and I started to think, what have I been chasing my whole life? What do we chase? And I told you what I had been chasing, right? I had been chasing excessive wealth and popularity. And then John Bogle said this, you can never get enough of what you don't need to make you happy.
You can never get enough of what you don't need to make you happy. And I took a look at what are the things in my life that are truly important, okay? What are your priorities? And what I'd like you to do with this piece of paper is on one side, just draw a line down the middle of it. This is interactive. And on the left-hand side, write down whatever the top 5 or top 7 priorities in your life. Your family, your work, relationship with your higher power, whatever your priorities are, how you have them in your life right now. My dad's a worker among workers. Maybe his is number 1. Okay? For work. What is yours? Go down, take a few minutes, write those down. Just the first top 5. And this is just for you. No sharing, please. other side, I want you to take those same priorities and what's on your heart. How should they be prioritized? If they're the same, awesome. If they're not, try to rank them. These are what are your priorities that are important to you. How are you actually living them? What's on your heart is what should be on the right side. How do you want them to be?
I don't know if you, by not getting a piece of paper, do you just feel that I've got it dialed or that I'm beyond code?
I would
I'm
say
just teasing.
I would say the latter. You're
I'm
asking.
sorry to get this here.
I just got a little one, that's fine.
You can, this will be your homework.
When we reach enlightenment, there's nothing.
So when you look at your list, do you see straight lines going across? Or do you see this?
Combine 3 and 4. I want you to set priorities and have a big picture perspective. And too many people have priorities. They know what's important in their heart, but they don't live their life that way. And so the homework I'm going to give you tonight is this. Make a list of your top priorities as your heart desires them. And then make a second list as you currently live your life and connect the dots and see how that goes. And what you want to not have are all these diagonal lines, right? You want family to go first in your life, but family comes fourth or whatever. You want work to come fourth, but work comes first. And you have these diagonal lines. When you have diagonal lines, you have a priority mismatch. And you won't be content. Hard to be content if your heart wants something and you won't let it happen. And people say to me, well, I'll just wait till I retire. Well, that's a long time. You know? And so what do you want? You want parallel lines. You want family to be first, then make family first. And that's why I quit my job at the law firm. It wasn't going to work. I took a huge pay cut. But I'm so much happier than I was. And now my lines are more parallel. Not always, but right now at least my lines are more parallel than they were before. Okay? So do that assignment and ask yourself, what kind of lines do you have?
So take it home, think about it, see if there's some areas that you need to make some adjustments. I know it was a weird thing. I turned 33. I was a brand new father.
Oh, you look really good.
Thank you. And Susan gave me a skydive. I've always wanted to go skydiving. And so I was all amped, ready to do this. And then the night before, it was this lesson in mortality and what have I done with my life. And it was the last thing I had expected would happen, is taking a look at who I am, what I've accomplished in life, what I want to accomplish in life. And I'm really thankful for the opportunity to jump out of an airplane. That was awesome. But the night before was the unexpected gift that I got. And since then, you know, taking a look at the priorities, and fast forward 15 years later, some of you know this, some of you don't. I had some spooky health stuff going on where I was dizzy and I passed out in my car, and unexplicable things, and went to go see top neurologists, and I had an MRI done, and I'm sitting in this cold, claustrophobic place, and these clicking going on, taking pictures of me, and some of you have experienced it. And that same thing went through my mind, the priorities. And it was a flashback to the past of when I was 33 and I had the world by the tail. And then 15 years later, and now I have these beautiful daughters, amazing family. I've accomplished a number of things in my life. But there are some other areas of my life that I still need to make sure that my lines are going straight across the board rather than angled up or down. And I share this with you to inspire you to take a look at that on a personal level. I know it's made a big difference for me. But last thing I want to do is inspire you, okay? Some of that's a little heavy. And I've shared this before, so once again, if you've seen this, you'll still get goosebumps.
Grace Athena High School in Rochester, New York, has a new, most unlikely hero, a special ed student by the name of Jason McElwee. Here we go. Jason is the basketball team manager. For the past couple years, he's been assisting Coach Jim Johnson, helping with whatever the team needs. Enthusiastic, to say the least. Despite being born with autism, Jason's father says his son has never had a problem expressing himself in basketball games.
I was always concerned that he might get a technical when they lose a game because he, started yelling or whatever.
Let's have a hard practice tomorrow. All hour and a half, and let's get ready for Kenya. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 10.
Because he has been so devoted to the team, for the last game of the season, Coach Johnson decided to let Jason actually suit up. Not to play necessarily, just to let him feel what it's like to wear a jersey. At least that was the plan. But with 4 minutes to go in last week's game, Coach Johnson stood up and pointed to number 52, Jason McElwee. After years of fetching water and toweling off other people's sweat, Jason was actually in a game. His first shot was a 20-footer from the right baseline.
Was it close? Did you almost make it?
I just heard one.
I'd like to steer God, please. Let's just get him a basket.
His second shot missed too, but the third was a charm. A 3-point no-doubter. And Jason wasn't done yet. Not by a long shot.
If I wasn't there to witness it, I wouldn't have believed it,
He caught fire. It just caught fire. That was hot as a pistol. Jason ended up shooting 6 3-pointers. One right after the other. He had 20 points total. And each time a shot went in, his teammates and the crowd went a little crazy. His last basket, right at the buzzer, created total mayhem. Because he is autistic, Jason says he's used to feeling different, but never this different. Never this wonderful. Steve Hartman, CBS News, Rochester, New York.
Great.
All right. Anybody else get goosebumps? Yeah, they did an interview with him, with Jason. He wrote a book. There's going to be a movie, and it's one of those stories that media ever asks you anything, just pass, okay? Because they're probably going to twist it into something that isn't. And so watch this interview, and I don't have it, but it's Jason being, he got to meet the president, okay? And it was President Bush, and President Bush is like, he's all teary-eyed, and the media comes in and asks Jason, hey, basically, you got a chance to go into the game, and I wish I had the clip because it was, the guy just asked the question that twisted it. It was one of those, you didn't want to let the team down. And he goes, well, no, what they didn't show is after every single practice, Jason practiced. He practiced shooting for half an hour after every single practice. He was the manager. And he said to that reporter that, I practiced every day after practice. And after my job duties were done as a manager. And if I ever had the chance to be put in a game, I would have been ready. And I was. And it was the last answer I thought I'd be coming back from this autistic kid who was, unbelievably passionate, but perfect practice makes perfect. When you get the chance, be ready, you know? Give it everything you got. Hustle every single day. And that's the message I want to leave with you today. So thanks for listening.